Great, here we are, week 3. I keep comparing this to a marathon because every mile creates a different set of opportunities, challenges, situations to overcome, and I can't help but think about my husband, who actually is a marathon runner, and there are some weeks, there are some days where it's cold, rainy, and hard, but you got to get up and keep running anyways, and that's kind of been this week for us. We came off of a weekend that absolutely did not go the way that we intended it for it to go. That was a below standard performance for what this team is capable of, but they know it, they feel it, they've talked a lot about it, and are committed to getting it right this week. And so it's all about how you respond and having that resiliency to move forward and let that be one more tool that we continue to build upon as we step into intense competition week after week. So we're moving on. It's 0-0 mentality and starting strong with an intense matchup this week against Oklahoma.
So there's a lot of prestige around Oklahoma, the championships they've won recently, but in gymnastics, there's no offense or defense. There's nothing like y'all can necessarily do about them. So how do you kind of make sure the focus for your team this week is on themselves and not maybe all the outside distractions?
Yeah, there's no offense and defense, but I will say you can certainly feel the energy from another team and what they bring into an arena. And one of the things that our team has talked a lot about is having an intimidating aura, a presence that dominates and intimidates when you walk into the competition you're competing in. And I think this will be a great test for us because Oklahoma certainly brings a dominating presence as well. And so it's going to be important that we acknowledge that's going to be there, but we have to keep our focus on what we can control, the presence that we bring into the arena, and how we attack our routines.
This is an SEC meet now. Is that strange at all?
You know, it really is not strange that, it's an SEC matchup with Oklahoma. I think we've been knowing, preparing, aware that this was coming for a while now. And we've actually had matchups with Oklahoma over the past couple of years. We always want to prepare for the toughest competition for the end of season in our postseason run. And so Oklahoma has been on our schedule for a while now. So it's no stranger for us to have a head-to-head battle with them.
What's it like getting the opportunity to host a team like Oklahoma, number 1 in the nation, at home in Columbus?
It's a great opportunity for our fans, for our community. You're going to see the best of the best gymnastics this weekend on Friday night. So it's important that our community, that T-Town shows up, shows out, is loud, brings the energy. We want to create the home field environment. We want to create an excitement, an enthusiasm in the air that makes it really fun for our team to compete in. So you don't want to miss this opportunity.
With the delays you guys experienced in the past couple of matchups, Gabby haven't performed long twice. Can you talk a little bit about the mindset going into this and overcoming hurdles like that?
Yeah, this was actually a very odd circumstance. I have to say, in all my years, I haven't actually seen a situation play out like this. But Gabby Gladio, of course, did her vault in competition. One of the judges actually didn't see her do the vault. And so there was a conference situation where we had to figure out what was the best way to move forward. And it was determined that she was able to do one more competition vault. And that puts an athlete in a really tough situation where you have to get back into the moment, not have that extra warm-up that you normally are counting on, and be able to lock into that moment. And Gabby did an incredible job doing that. I wasn't surprised to see her step in and crush that moment. She does that all the time in practice, and really believe you are your average. And Gabby is one of those athletes that competes at a high level because she trains at such a high level.
Kind of going off that, how important is it to just be prepared for anything? Because like this demonstrates, you really never know what can happen.
Yeah, gymnastics is certainly a sport of a lot of uncertainty. You never know how the cards are going to play out. I think about our first home meet. We had a snow day in Tuscaloosa, right? That was not necessarily on our minds of walking into that day. At Kentucky, there was a lot of things that were outside of our control, different systems, processes that were slightly outside of our norm. And so we had to get better at adjusting to those things. And we conquered some of them and we didn't conquer other things. And so this week we have to be able to handle the noise. We have to be able to handle an intense matchup, knowing that we're up against one of the top teams in the country. We have to be able to handle that. That can't change our approach. We have to just keep our head down, focus on us, and bring the intensity into competition.
Have time for a couple more? I don't know if it was just the sound that was coming through the TV, but it seemed like the floor was maybe like really springy for Kentucky, or just hard. It seemed difficult to find the lane. What did your floor line up learn competing on the road for the first time this year?
Yeah, equipment can definitely play a factor into some of the different challenges we have to adjust to. The floor at Kentucky was actually a brand new floor with new foam as well, and so that does present kind of a different set of challenges. But we talk about these things all the time. We know it can't be something that affects us, and we look at different ways to train for adjusting to those variables. So overall, I think our team was able to do that. I don't think that was a factor in some of the mistakes that were made along the way, but it was just one more set of things to overcome.
Freshman Ryan Fuller posted that 9925 on the bars. Can you talk a little bit about the youth of your team and how important it is for these freshmen to be stepping up into these high-level matchups coming up?
You know, I think the thing about any great team is that every single person plays such a critical role. Our freshman class, they're 6 deep. They bring a tremendous amount of talent. They bring a tremendous amount of influence. And so every person matters. And that's if you're in the competitive lineup or if you're on the sideline watching. Because at any given time, there's one person on the equipment, but then there's 17 people in the background that are either adding to that equation or taking away. And so our freshmen, sophomore, junior, senior, super seniors, every single person has a really critical role on our team. And for us to be the best team that we can possibly be, we need every person to fully, wholeheartedly step into their position and be a difference maker.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you all.